Hey guys, it's Dan with the Corporate Thief Beats. You're watching the third video in the how to rap or how to learn to rap or how to write rap lyrics series. I enjoy doing these videos now, and there's always going to be a corresponding blog post for anyone that wants to read. But I like giving the audio as well because it's easier to accentuate or give you my opinion on how to learn how to rap fast or how to write rap lyrics. It's better to give you a better understanding when you hear my voice talking about it. So this video is called Learning How to Rap Fast, and I'm a bit afraid to write this article because I know it's kind of a sort of kind of thing that young rap artists are looking for. Oh, I want to learn how to rap fast, or when are you going to learn how to rap fast? But they don't want to learn the basics. So I've got two videos before this, guys. They should be in a playlist, and there should be blog posts with each of them on my blog. So definitely check those videos out first, because I think I'm glad I did this as a third video, because I think learning to rap fast can trick new up-and-coming rappers and get them to learn bad habits, and they'll always be looked on as amateurs and unprofessional, and they'll never be taken serious if they try and do the kind of fast rapping too early and haven't learned that kind of process or that mind frame for rapping fast. So the thing is, you can be good at rapping fast. It is easy to, or you can be able to learn how to rap fast. Experts say that it's easy to rap fast once you know understand the fundamentals. But see, that's where a lot of rappers go wrong, is that they never learn the fundamentals in the first place. They just kind of jump into the deep end. And then you've got a bunch of rappers now, like what Hobson is saying, that they're not even rapping words anymore. And you don't even know what they're rapping about anymore. It's just a good beat underneath, which is true. And I agree with him, but there is kind of instances where fast rapping is kind of cool. And one of my favorite kind of fast raps is Eminem's verse on Forever. And the way he raps on that is just, I think it's just crazy. I think it's one of his kind of best kind of fast raps. And it's a good point to make and kind of understand or listen to him and how he raps fast, and why that rapping fast kind of sounds good in that section of that song, even though there's like 4 rappers before him, but they kind of rap kind of slower than he does. But I have a blog post here, and I've got this video here to kind of give you tips and ideas. I said in the last video that the main point of doing these videos wasn't kind of as a general term to kind of give you like this magical wisdom that tomorrow you wake up and you can rap fast or learn how to write great lyrics or learn how to rap better. A main focus point of these videos is to help anyone who's stuck. I think the main focus point is like what I said in the end of the last video was discipline. Learning discipline is really important, and learning the basics is really important. But I don't want it just to kind of be like, oh, this is for someone who just wants to rap today. Do you know what I mean? That just woke up and said, I want to be a rapper. It's not just for those kind of people. I think it's for people who've been rapping for a while and they're just kind of stuck. Like I said in the last video, that I use other videos and other beat makers to inspire me to make hip-hop beats, or I watch people in the studio writing songs and talking about songwriting to inspire me and to write songs. And I think it's important to kind of share this information, and it's important that you hear my voice when I say it, because I think it'll place more emphasis on my points than just the blog post. So we'll just kind of get into the article. I hope I don't kind of spend too long on 1 or 2 more points. Sometimes I get a bit passionate about some kind of points. So I'll try and be disciplined in this video. So number 1, practice words repeatedly. As they say, practice makes perfect. It's true when it comes to learning how to rap fast. So if you find it hard to learn to say rap lyrics fast, try to break them into small sections and practice saying them repeatedly. Doing this technique will allow you to memorize the lyrics, not only just the speed of it, but how fast you're rapping. So this can come to improve your mouth's muscle memory as well. So I kind of touched on this in the last video as well. I complained that hip-hop artists don't practice with covers like singers do, and it kind of can hurt them in the long run. Like when I started off learning how to sing or learning how to write songs and stuff like that, all I did was play covers. And I don't want artists watching this video to think like, oh, I should start uploading covers on rap songs on YouTube. No, that's not what my point is. My point is to record yourself anyway, but kind of just use it as a reference to build that library of words and that library of muscle memory and that library of lyrics in your head. So like if you learn a flow, or if you learn a fast rapping technique from the song, like Forever, if you practice that last section of Eminem's kind of thing, you slow it down, get an engineer or a beat maker to slow down that section of that song, or just pop it into Audacity and slow it down yourself, and start slow and start singing every day little sections of that song, and then kind of every day kind of speeding the tempo back up to its original tempo, because the end of that song, where Forever, where Eminem is rapping, it's faster. The tempo of the beat is faster. You might notice it as compared to like Kanye's verse or anything, but the tempo is much faster. And so if I were you, I'd find a song that connects with you. I'm just using Forever as an example. There's probably tons of other beats or songs out there that you can use, but find a song like that and start recording covers and start building that library. Like when I learned how to play the guitar, or when I learned the piano, all the songs that I learned gave me the library in my head and the melodies to create my own songs now. And sometimes rappers kind of forget that they're the instrument, and all the kind of stuff that they have to learn around it is important. Some people are naturally talented rappers, and that's fine. But I think a lot of those guys probably practice more than you think they would. Like I don't believe that Jay-Z can just at one time woke up and was a good rapper. I think it was a skill that he built over time. I think he learned from the people around him too. I think he was around a lot of kind of influential people on him that kind of made him who he was. Maybe the bar was high then for him. He probably thought the bar was so high that he probably learned from them and probably practiced a lot more. So now he's probably much higher than the people that are around him today. That's what I believe anyway. But I don't believe that he woke up to yesterday and was that amazing rapper that he is now. I think he had those right people around him, and he learned from practicing too, just like the rest of us. Okay, so it's important to practice your words and practice your lyrics and practice other songs that influence you. So the second point of my learn how to rap fast blog post is to do lip drills and to do warm-up exercises. I see this a lot in theater. I told you before in a couple of videos that I used to work in theater, and I see all the actors before the play, and they all kind of call it exercise together. They kind of all do these tongue twisters together, and they shout it out loud. They kind of get themselves in the mind frame of getting ready to rap. And a good example of this as well, if you ever watch Sway in the Morning, the kind of pre-interviews and stuff like that, the rappers kind of really have them psych themselves up, because it's a big opportunity to get on that audience for Sway in the Morning. And it's important to kind of just do it properly, because sometimes you can see people on The Breakfast Club or you can see them on Hot 97, and it's like they don't even give a shit that they got the opportunity, and their raps are terrible. Like I remember the guy, I can't remember the name of the guy's his real name is, but it was the guy that was in Everybody Hates Chris, that guy. I remember he was on Walking Dead as well, but I remember him being on Sway in the Morning, and there's just no way that he wasn't prepped for a good freestyle like he did that time. It was something he practiced on, and there's just no way he just made it off the dome. I just don't believe it. It was just too good to be off the dome like that. But I think that practicing stuff like that and being prepared will make you better in the future, and will give you the kind of technique that you want to rap fast. That's what I'm kind of trying, my main point of it. So doing kind of these kind of warm-up drills and these kind of psych you up kind of drills, in order to do this, you just have to relax your lips and avoid pressing down, and then just relax them and start blowing air out of them, and then kind of making weird noises like burr 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 burr, la 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 la, kind of getting your mouth open and closing, and kind of relaxing your mouth, and kind of creating these kind of exercises will warm up your vocal cords too. And on the other hand, it will kind of get the fear out of your mind then as well when you're kind of trying to start this up as well. A good example of this is to watch beatboxing exercises. I remember there's like tons of these videos on YouTube, and I think one of the girls that was in the theater, the actor thing that I was part of before, she used to do this all the time. She said like the beatboxing kind of exercises are one of the best that kind of get her ready and warmed up. So just YouTube one of them, and that's I'm actually going to just put that video into the blog post. I'm going to find one beatboxing exercise and I'm going to put it into the blog post. So if you guys check the link underneath the description of the video or the blog, you'll find that one of those exercises, because that's just something that just cropped in my head right now, but it's just so important. I'm definitely going to put that in. I remember her talking about that as well, beatboxing exercises, and it's a good thing to do. So I remember like also like this kind of leads into my third point of strengthening your tongue. So the stronger your tongue is, the faster you can rap. For this, you kind of have to just kind of I don't know, I think a good way of straining your tongue is to rap for a couple of hours, or to sing for a couple of hours, and kind of be in that mode for a couple of hours. After a while, your mouth will get kind of tired, but when you get that tired, you have done the work that you need to do to get to learn that technique of rapping fast. So kind of the second point and the third point kind of mashed really well together, kind of doing lip drills and kind of the kind of beatboxing exercises, and kind of making all those kind of sounds with your mouth, and rapping kind of for a certain period of time. Think of it like a lot of guys, when they're starting off, they're only rapping in their room, so they're not used to playing a whole show, and a good show can be 2 hours long. And I know you've got other kind of guys that will kind of come out and rap with you, but if you've ever played live, playing live is really a lot of work, and it can take a lot of energy out of it. I know, like from working at theater and stuff like that, and we do like 2 or 3 shows a day, or when I was playing in bands and stuff like that, when you did like 2 shows in a day, it felt physically draining, and to remember all those words in the songs, and kind of you really need to have, like, your jaw would be hurting you, your ears would be hurting you, and it's important to kind of prepare yourself for that. So start doing tongue twisters, guys, and make sure that you're well prepared if you're going to be doing gigs. I'm definitely going to bring that kind of point up in another kind of video. That is kind of very important. It's kind of a good idea to talk about, but I'll kind of move on now. I kind of covered this topic in the 4th point a couple of times already, so I kind of won't dwell on it too much. Definitely check out the last 2 videos as well, because I talk about flow a lot, learning how to create a good flow. And as I said before, I've set up another site called getchorus.com, and there's a bunch of articles in there, and I'm going to link to those underneath the video. So it's because creating a rap flow is a lot more complicated than any of the other points that I have in this article. It's a kind of a separate issue that I really want to cover, but it kind of still comes under how to rap fast. If you want to learn how to rap fast, remember that speed is not the only thing that matters. There are people out there who can rap fast, but it's no good if but it's no good if flow of lyrics doesn't really mean anything, and it doesn't really sound good if you don't have a good flow. And the way your vocals are projected and stuff like that. I talked about that before, where like projecting your voice and putting emotion into your sounds and your songs as well. But they all kind of come under flow and how you gel words together. And this kind of flow kind of becomes a part of how to rap fast and how to write good rap lyrics. It's kind of this symbiosis between all three parts. So you kind of have to perfect a lot of elements to get a good flow. You need to learn how to connect lyrics, and you need to have a good vocabulary. Whereas connecting perfectly is the ideal thing in rapping. Like it's very important that you have a good flow. And a lot of other rappers kind of, before they judge you on anything else, they'll judge you on your flow. But it kind of comes back to my podcast with Pat Para or Jesse Kramer, where they talk about going back to just rapping slow again. Do you know what I mean? If something's too fast for you at the start because you're not used to doing it at the time, it's the same as learning anything. I've kind of been slow at learning my scales in pianos a lot of the time when I'm learning the piano. But I just kind of I don't dwell on the kind of fast part of the scale and doing it kind of fast. I kind of just dwell on making sure that I can play it. So for anyone that actually doesn't know how to play the piano, I actually sound good. So it's the same kind of technique as well. Go back to just learn how to flow and how to create your own flow, and learning from others' rap songs as well. And then once you have perfected it, just start increasing the tempo. It's as simple as that. Make sure you have it perfect. Make sure you know your raps. You shouldn't be looking at a page when you're trying to learn your rap flow. You should know your raps, and you should know it inside out. So it's really important to have everything learned off. It doesn't have to be fast at the time. Slow down the beat if it's too fast. But make sure that you give yourself time to perfect the song in the first place, and then speed it up, and then kind of test yourself, and get other people to give you feedback on your flow, and they can kind of help you construct that kind of song and how fast the rap needs to be. And if it probably doesn't even need to sound fast, maybe it does. Maybe the tempo is kind of like a trap beat, which is 140 BPM. It could be like that. And you need to rap fast in, but slow it down. Write the song first. Bring it down to 120. You should be able to rap at 120. Or that's a kind of a common BPM. Bring it down. And that should be slow enough to start it off. I've got the rap song done. I know the rap song off by heart. I've got people around me to give me the feedback that I need. Now let's start to practice it faster. I'm just going to bring it up by 5 BPM. I'm going to bring it up by 10 BPM, and then bring it up to the original BPM. And then once you've mastered each BPM, you should, it doesn't matter, say if the DJ kind of spins it out of control and it's gone up a bit faster, you should have the kind of confidence to go faster than for 140 than if it's not that BPM. But you have learned the basics to give you the confidence to rap in that kind of BPM in the first place. So I'll kind of go into more detail another time about flow, because I just think it's such an important topic, and I think it's such a judgmental topic in hip-hop. Like, there's so many bad lyricists out there, but the way you rap is what's hot right now. So flow, it'll always be a really, really strong point. And I'll kind of just leave flow there for a minute now. And I'm just going to, it just kind of comes back to enunciation, the last point. And it kind of comes back to kind of just practicing your words. So you kind of have to understand languages and the way the English language and how it consists, and how vowels and consonants, they all connect together. When you pronounce vowels, the air blows through your mouth without any interruptions. However, there are 5 vowels in the alphabet: A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, because this particular letter can be found like other vowels on how it's used. For instance, if you use the word sky, you can hear the way the Y sounds in it, and you can hear the way it sounds like sky. It sounds like that. Now, pronounced consonants is like the air interrupted by your teeth, tongue, or lips, specifically by the position. The 21 of letters in the alphabet are consonants. So understanding the way you say words is very, very important. Maybe I'm kind of getting a bit lost in this kind of section now, but the way I would do this is I would always kind of just break down the words that I've used in the song and make sure that I know what I'm talking about. So I go back to the point of using the thesaurus, finding other words to make emphasis on what you mean, and kind of to give you differentiation as well in what you mean as well. So like there are two main syllables in words, and they stress and unstressed words. When you say stress, you need to put more emphasis on the words or the syllables by uttering them louder and longer, and sustaining them longer. There are words that are pronounced the same way, but they have different meanings, and depending on the way they're stressed. If you're rapping, you need to study kind of variety of vowels and consonants, the balance between not to overload your mouth with the same sound of being too close. Sometimes you need to give emphasis to syllables. In other words, the importance of understanding the words and the syllables, as well as stressed and unstressed words that help you to strategically put lyrics together that are easier for you to say. Your listeners need to understand you clearly. This technique is kind of difficult to kind of understand, but it's very important. It's very important that whatever you're saying is kind of connected to your fans in the first place. So this kind of comes back to rapping slow and enunciating your words, because starting off slow will make you say that word much better. So if you say the word syllable, you say the word enunciate, but then if you say it really fast, a syllable enunciate, you know what I mean, you kind of pick up that skill set to remember better, and you're building that technique that you need to give confidence in what you're saying and the words that you project to your audience. I hope I'm kind of explaining this now. It does seem a bit confusing now, but I have the blog post here as well, so like if anyone wants to read that, it is kind of difficult to kind of think about vowels and consonants, but they're such an important part of writing songs and learning how to rap, especially how to rap fast. This is why I always stress to go back to Pat Parra's mixtape marketing episode with me, where he talks about why people always want to rap fast and how they can learn how to rap fast, and how starting off with rapping slow is so important, and listening to how slow rappers enunciate their words like Rick Ross, Tupac, Biggie, and how important it is that if you want to learn how to rap fast, that you have to start at a slower tempo and then build your confidence. If you've practiced that song at a certain tempo that's comfortable for you to learn, that you're not worried about rapping fast, it will give you such a confidence when you kind of come up on the tempos of those rap songs that you've written. And once you've kind of built that confidence over time, you will have that confidence to kind of just jump in the booth and kind of rap fast in after time. So remember, you can't expect overnight success when it comes to learning how to rap fast. Okay, guys? I just kind of get it out of your head. Just like, oh, I'm gonna learn. I've read this blog post, or I've heard this guy talking on YouTube, and I've watched a bunch of other YouTube videos talking about rapping fast, and I'll be able to rap fast tomorrow. No, it just doesn't work like that, guys. I wish I could kind of play some of Mozart's stuff on the piano, but I gotta keep practicing until I can play it properly, and I have to play it slower and slower until I know the basics of whatever I'm trying to learn at that time. So it's the same with you guys. A lot of rappers just don't feel that they're an instrument and they don't have to practice, that anyone can rap and anyone can rap fast. I don't think so. And remember that you're an instrument and you're also the player of your own instrument. So you have to kind of practice your skill set to get to that level where you want to rap fast. But you can get to your goal. Nothing's impossible, guys. Do you know what I mean? It comes back to my last point in the last video. Discipline, guys. It just takes a bit of discipline. You also need to keep in mind that everyone's different, has a different kind of learning kind of style, and not every technique will work. But I go back to my original goal of these videos was to kind of help people that are kind of stuck in the first place. So kind of take these points, and I hope that they give you kind of some inspiration. And if you're kind of stuck with learning how to rap fast, and I hope you guys have found something interesting from these videos. I think I might have one or two videos left to do, and I will upload them next. But if you find that this video has helped you, if you find that it's kind of just giving you that inspiration to kind of to keep going, and it kind of helps you when you're in that period of writer's block or anything like that, don't forget to like and share the video with someone else, guys, and don't forget to subscribe. This is Dan with the Corporate Thief Beats, guys. Really enjoy doing these videos, and I hope you guys too. So I'll check you out in the next video, guys. Take care.